break, they might be a little bit rustier than you would think. If you take 1 day off Dota, sometimes it takes you 2 days to get back into the same shape. So if they take like 4 or 5 days off, you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, we do have a draft underway, so let's jump straight into it. Game number 1 of Tundra versus SG Esports here in this best of 3 matchup here at the OGA Dota pit, getting underway now. And look who's made it through. Look who's striven in for the final series of the day. It is indeed that Omni Knight.
Yeah, let me just connect on you, Teeb, and what you just said. This, just some fluffs. 10 more seconds of fluff. When I was still trying to swim, like not competitively, just like practicing,
just learning.
They would say that missing one of your training sessions, you can accumulate around 5 to 6 more days, and you still won't be where you were before that. Like if you miss one training session. So that's what you just said about missing Dota 1 day and then needing 2 to recover.
Lizard, how much do they charge you per training session?
I figured that out way too late, man.
Alrighty, let's get into it. So
that was the shtick, yeah.
Yeah, so I fully expect the Sven to come out right here from SG, but seeing Batrider and Shadow Demon, they might be a bit scared. I think it still works.
Yeah,
there it is.
So go for it.
I was looking at SG's drafts, right? The only games they really won was with Omni Knight. So I was gonna say before this game started, there's no way Tundra is gonna give them Omni Knight, but then they gave it to them anyway, and now SG got like what they're looking for in this patch. This is like part of their first piece of their puzzle, and they're just gonna abuse that piece until someone really beats them with it, or until they find another piece that they can add on to and mix things in. But Omni Sven, we finally get to see it.
Finally we get to see an easy win for SG. No, it is a very strong combo though.
Yeah, Tundra, they did get their own thing as well, right? Like the Shadow Demon is something that they really like to draft quite a bit. Same goes with the Batrider. So they got their comfort zone too here. Shadow Demon versus Omni Knight should be fine, right? With the Purge as well. Same goes versus Sven. We've actually seen it in the last game. You take off his extra armor, suddenly he's not as spooky. So I don't mind the Tundra's response.
True. And Batrider was a hero that LGE respected throughout the entire finals. They just straight up banned it every game. And now Tundra's like, oh, hello, old friend. Haven't seen you in a while.
But by the way, the Undying ban, I like it as well quite a bit. Tundra has been playing it, and versus these two heroes, he would have such a good time.
Man, Tundra are such innovators, especially Farah. Like, I remember when Undying, nobody picked this hero, and when he came back, I don't know, he took like a break or something, and he just started playing Undying, and they beat Team Secret when they had like that 23 win streak or something, if you guys remember. With Undying, and then he just set that trend, and everybody was playing Undying. And now, he's got that position 5 Night Stalker, the position 5 Gyrocopters. They got all the ball rolling with those heroes too now. I'm just like, fanboying a bit.
It's well deserved.
He's a beautiful man.
Well deserved. The fanboyism.
Absolutely. I'm wondering if there's a possibility of us seeing the mid-Wyvern. I feel like it's a very good answer to Sven. What do we think?
They haven't really... It has been banned out versus them, so maybe that's why you haven't seen him in way too many games recently. It's possible, but then you would have a Batrider together with the Wyvern. Would you offlane bet on 3-3 then? Like, it's definitely doable.
I don't know, is Bat into Omni a pretty bad lane?
It's hard, but you are laning against Sven, so maybe you can still get away with it. Like, you just gotta creep skip, and then eventually Omni would have to leave, and then you kind of just dominate the Sven if he stays in the lane. Like, Batrider will farm regardless, but that Sven will also be free farming. They got infinite mana pretty much with a magic stick, and Omni Knight, what he does with infinite mana. Nobody dies.
Things. Yeah. Definitely not a hero you want to fill up his wand. All right, next up, we got the Pangolier for Tundra. So definitely signaling that perhaps it's going to be a mid-bat, and this will be their offlaner.
Oh
No,
no
no, no,
no
no.
no
It
no
should be
no no.
Pango mid actually. Yeah.
Hold on, guys. You guys are jumping the gun way too quick. That could be a Fada Pango
10
too. It could be
seconds remaining.
That's
Pango
true.
anywhere. So we
True.
cannot like even Fada might even
5
play
seconds
Batrider
remaining.
if he thinks like it's a horrible lane anywhere else, and he's just gonna be like, all right, I'll just play Bat. I'll just stick in my lane and just go jungle and split push for the team and
The-
provide vision later on.
Yeah, this Bloodseeker is something that Tundra has played before. SG Sports this time around, they snatch it. Pretty solid versus Pango. It's just one of those straight up counters. I'm gonna ult you and you have to stop rolling or you
10
die.
seconds remaining.
But knowing Tundra, yeah, Pango and
5
Batrider are
seconds
very
remaining.
flexible. Completely agree. And now with the Bloodseeker picked up on SG Esports, maybe they will decide to demote the Pangolier to maybe a 4, maybe a 3, as it can be very difficult to play versus Bloodseeker.
Yeah, I think Fada's just gonna suck it up and take it now with that pickup. Like you ask your chorus, hey guys, who wants to play Pangolier against Bloodseeker? I don't think anyone's gonna raise their hand.
Yeah, it's not a fun one.
Didn't you have teammates
But
that
at least
were
it's
always
not
like,
Bane.
yeah, just give it to me, I'll do it, and then the game
Yeah,
starts,
there
and they're
were,
like, oh,
there was.
I didn't know this works that way.
Listen, that's only like when they tell me, oh, give it to me, I'll play it anyway. Like I can own this guy. They succeed like 2 out of 10
10
times.
seconds
You
remaining.
know, but when they do succeed, they're like, oh yeah, see, I told you so. I'm so
5
good at this
And
game.
it's like they didn't do anything. Their whole team was just winning anyway. Yeah, I know exactly the situation.
Oh man.
So
Void Spirit is again. We've been seeing a lot of Void too, and for good reason. I think it was like the most picked hero at ESL, and it's coming over here too. I mean, it's just well rounded. Doesn't have many weaknesses in its game. Has many different item builds it can go for.
huge win rate as well. This guy's been winning some dotes, that's for sure.
Radiant team back.
From the major into ESL into Dota Pit, it seems like Void Spirit is just uncontested when it comes to being the flavor of the meta. However, Teben, here you go. You've called for it the whole
Oh.
day.
Yes, of course. The champions
10
know what
seconds
hero is good,
remaining.
and they pick the Beastmaster.
Dire team banned.
Yeah, they
Although
played
it has
on
been
offlane.
banned, right?
Yeah.
Like second phase almost every game.
I believe so, yeah. It has been banned a couple of times at least.
And they're still missing a carry on Tundra. So you know that Fada is going to be playing this Pango. Batrider is going to go
10
middle here.
seconds remaining.
Beastmaster off lane.
5
So at least we
seconds
figured that
remaining.
out.
Yeah, we'll see what they opt to go for as a carry. They're
Radiant team
what do you go for
Dire
here?
team banned.
Lifestealer, I thought that they wouldn't even ban on SG Esports, but it is something that Tundra plays that no one else does. So they get rid of him.
It
I
kind of
thought
makes
that,
sense though, right?
Yeah.
Like against Omni and giving the boosted strength.
that's true, actually. Yeah,
10
could work well
seconds
versus Heavenly's Grace.
They have let the
5
Clinks through on
seconds
SG, so
remaining.
they feel like they've got the solution to the Clinky boy. The most popular hero of the day so far.
Bloodseeker on his
banning
own is already good. He's already decent versus Clinks as well. Not because of Thirst, but because of Rupture. You
Radiant
can't really
team
be
pick.
as maneuverable in fights. You can't move around.
Yeah, that makes sense. Final pickup from SG Esports. What do they need? It looks like they need a pause 4.
Yeah,
The Lion
they
and
need-
the Grim band out.
They could use some wave clear right
10
now.
seconds remaining.
Man, you know what? I miss Rubik. I'm surprised, but like that
5
hero,
seconds
where did
remaining.
he go?
It's been gone a while.
It's,
poor boy.
it's been picked up by some of these teams recently, but yeah, it isn't really picked that often. I think
Not a lot of
everyone kind
success.
of generally agreed that the hero sucks and that he shouldn't be played unless you're Yapzor, and everyone gave up at some point.
Like, Puzzfalls, like, we know you're just picking this hero because it's fun. It's not actually good. We're on to you. Please stop.
Yeah.
Pesky Puzzfalls.
The Fate Bolt nerf, right? Like the change, not the rework of Fate Bolt is really what hurt him a lot. At least he was decent in the laning stage before that happened. Then he kind of became subpar.
All right, SG. Final pickup. Time to reveal it. I want them to go Tusk and then build an Ags and just kick people who are ruptured.
That's a
spent,
hero
like-
that I thought was gonna be good, but then people don't really take it. But in pubs, everybody wants to play Tusk and like Wind Ranger or something, and they're so bad with them. Absolutely horrible. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
punching people's really fun, so it doesn't really matter if you're good or not. You still get to press R on people and watch them fly into the air.
I feel like they can pick whatever they wanted here for their support. There's just so many options.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. It's not Tusk, it's Wind Ranger. It's this combination that once Bloodseeker came back into the meta, if you remember, with the first item Veil build, it was picked quite a bit with Wind Ranger because of the shackle shot
10
into Bloodright.
seconds remaining.
But the damage has been reworked a little bit. It's
5
not
seconds
as scary as
remaining.
it used to be, but we'll see.
Oh.
Maybe as you can make it work.
Hear me out, okay?
Mhm.
Wind Ranger is gonna Gale Force, okay,
Oh,
the
shit.
there
opponent
it is.
into the Bloodright,
Into the rupture.
and it's gonna
Oh.
take damage from the Rupture too.
There we go.
The Rupture is
Boom.
what scares me. They're gonna be moving
Two
so much.
Gentle
250
pushing.
units.
250 units a second. Oh my god.
And
No,
then
but to
Void
be fair,
Spirit
though-
is gonna remnant them in. Man, that's at least 150 damage. Like,
Whoa.
I don't know if
To be
Tundra is
fair, though,
ready
people
for this.
do sit like, you know,
Oh, there we
like a
go. They can just
centimeter
time walk all
outside
that
of the
damage
Bloodright.
off. Phew.
It's not a 5
Alright.
Void. Relax. It's a 5 Pango instead.
It is, yeah. Fala jumps on that grenade for his team, says, don't worry, guys, I drafted it. I'll tank it. I'll jump on that Pangolier, and it'll be Skidder on his famous Faceless Void. And yeah, SG Esports, you know, a very aggressive draft from them. It feels like they've got 3 good brawling heroes to back up the Omni Knight Sven, who will just be farming it up. I'm very interested to see how this game goes. I feel like no team's got a huge advantage here. What are you guys saying?
I think Shadow Demon it just became better and better as this game progressed, as this draft progressed. And with the Wind Ranger last pick, I really liked Tundra's draft
10
overall.
seconds remaining.
The Shadow Demon has so many uses, from
5 seconds
Omni Knight
remaining.
and Sven, messing with them, to messing with Wind Ranger. Faceless Void as well with time dilation is good here. But I'm actually gonna have to go with Tundra a little bit.
Okie dokie, Theben.
You know, this Faceless Void, I get the point, like, you're gonna Chrono the Sven, then the Heavenly Grace doesn't do too much, but they don't really have a lot of damage inside the Chrono, so they're
That's
just
true,
focused
yeah.
on the right click damage essentially from the auras. SG, I think if there was ever a game they were gonna win, it's gonna be this one. Like, they got their Omni Sven, right? They got their, you know, one trick pony lineup here. So you know, let's give it to SG. I think this is it. If it's gonna go to game 3, they're gonna have to win this one.
I've seen Omni Sven do ridiculous things, and even though I did say that I think Tundra's going to 2-0 based on this draft, I'm really struggling to bet against SG Esports here. And, you know, I've said I wanted to see what this team have got. Show us what you got, guys. This is a great draft. Let's see what they can do with it. I'm going to go for SG Esports as well. Let's find out who's going to be taking the win in this first game of this best of 3 series with our casting duo of BQ and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much. First game of this series, Tundra coming off a tournament victory, and we've got doubters in the panel. This seems like a very rare situation to be in.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
I'm surprised because I agree with them. I think SG have got a draft that they'll really be happy with. You know, it's their kind of heroes. But
Prepare for
I
battle.
think, yeah, Tundra obviously off the back of a massive victory for them. I think this Void last pick makes a lot of sense, and I think 3-3 should have a really good laning stage.
Yeah, 3-3 on this Beastmaster. I like the lockdown. I like the save that Tundra does bring, but I am also interested to see how this Omni Sven does. And they're just walking up the high ground. No fear. Stormhammer, Bloodright, as well as the Aether Remnant Shackle, all coming in. They've got the silence on Fada. If they don't get this kill, I'd be...
Shield
me,
Crash too
I
good?
guess. Yeah, Shield
Shield.
Crash are very strong. Beastmaster?
30 seconds to battle.
Oh, it's all right. He's getting them to use all their mana.
Oh, get the ball. Easy.
All right, Sven has 1 CS. That's first blood on the CS. Game is over.
Yeah, just go next.
Yeah, go next. Simple as that. You just go next and you just... I mean, now we go to game 2. Only that was actually how it worked. We'll see who actually secures first blood. I do love that little spray. Well, morphling in a bucket with a ducky on his head.
Too good.
That's me. That's what I look like. Ooh, Stormhammer,
Another boar.
Shackle to the boar. That's 2 CS now.
The thing is, boar
Out of
gives a
control.
lot of XP. So, like, those 2 boar kills are no, like, small thing. I know it's shared between 3 heroes, so it's not a huge amount, but overall, it's a pretty good way of getting to that level 2 quicker, right? Pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially on the Omni.
And he's already got that level 1 in the Heavenly Grace. We've talked about how strong this ability is, how disgusting it is. Quite honestly, the fact that it's 50% status resistance at all levels is kind of busted.
Yeah, it's pretty mental, isn't it? Yeah, that's one of the only things it's got going for it in the laning stage, so... I think if you took that away from it, it would be pretty rubbish.
You don't think it would still be good, like 20, 30,
No.
40, 50?
Well, it would still be okay, but... I think its laning stage would basically be non-existent. So. Can't take everything away from it.
You get denied.
Supposed to be like, just getting hit with that disruption.
And your dedication honors us.
Kind of dealing with a bit of harassment from these illusions. But again, Heavenly Grace, Stormhammer coming through, and that's about it. 3-3. He is 5-1 thus far. What do you like about this Beastmaster in this lane? You said that you think this lane's going to go really well for him.
Well,
What sticks out at you?
when it gets to like the level 3, especially with the level 2 boars, they don't really deal with the boars very well at all, right?
Right.
This double melee lineup, yeah, not great. The Sven should get farmed, but I think the Beastmaster, it's going to get to the point in the lane where they can't really deal with them anymore. I think level 3 is a big point, and the level 5 as well in particular. Yeah, they should be able to start taking over the lane when they get their levels. The SG doing a really good job at the moment of making the most of this like weaker period of the Beastmaster.
As you try and do. First blood's going to come out. Nine's going to get first blood over 40R mid. Kills the Void Spirit with this mid Bat Rider, and honestly, I don't know if I really expected that. We've seen some off-lane Bat Rider, but not mid yet.
Oh, that's really tough as well. He uses TP to try and escape, so now he's going to have to walk all the way to lane. Bat Rider's going to get both water runes.
This
He's
lane
gonna
all of a
have
sudden
boots
becomes a
coming out.
travesty.
Yeah, he's going to try and farm the small camp. No, he's not. Okay, he's going to
Middle tower is
pull the
under
creep wave
attack.
back around.
Really kind of rough for him. Stormhammer, Purification, 3-3, dealing with that. As
Lane
he
game,
is
yeah.
yet to hit level 3.
I mean, lane game much better for SG than I thought he would. I assumed the Shadow Demon went stacking, but
So I have a question, and this doesn't have to necessarily stick for just this event.
All
But
right,
when you
hit
look
me.
at events and you've got teams from the same region, do you base a team's play on the region's performance prior to that game? Ooh, silence. Hold on a Fada. Fada Tavo. What's
well, see, like you're comparing SG to Thunder Predator.
Yeah. Do you think
No,
that
not
that
at all.
comparison gets made a lot when you're just making quick comparisons in your mind?
No, I mean it shouldn't. If people do, then they do. But they're different teams, right? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I know people talk about SA as in, a lot of people still don't respect it, even though I feel like the regions are all closer to each other now than they've ever been in terms of skill level, right?
I can see that. Oh god, 40R getting chased down all the way past the tier 2.
Oh my god, how's nobody TP'd? Oh, and he's gonna
They
TP
tried,
away.
but he's already out, and he's gonna pick up yet another water rune. He's gonna pick up both water runes, I would assume.
No, I think the Wind Ranger's gonna get the other one. He's gonna have the bounty rune as well, though, so that's something. Yeah, double death on the Void Spirit. Look at his net worth in comparison to the bat, already 900 gold behind.
Oh dear. An absolute shellacking mid. Use that that
sounds
term. There we go.
I love that term.
For all of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure schlacking is when you use.
I don't really want to know what schlacking means.
It's like to cover wood and make it so it doesn't like. I'm pretty sure it's a wood sealer. It's a shellac.
Right. Okay.
But it's also a term for like really beating up on someone.
Beat down. Yeah. So this is the part of the lane now where it's going to start to get a little bit difficult, I think, for SG.
Ooh, it might get difficult for Tavo all of a sudden. That shackle doesn't connect, but there were some bashes coming through from that faceless void that made that a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, he has the phase boots now on the Bloodseeker though, so going to be a bit more difficult to deal with.
Things
See the
loud but quiet overall.
I think the Omni Knight's going to put a ward down at the moment in the dire bot jungle. Yeah, he's trying to block camps.
Yeah,
I think they
that
blocked the
one's
ancient camp
blocked.
they blocked the ancient camp at the start of the game. All top lane.
Yeah, they did. Fada taking a little bit of damage, so they've got that sentry here and the sentry here.
They look, trying to cancel the SAPPHIRE, and he does. So about half efficiency from Fata. Oh, not again.
Lasso and so much damage. He is going to survive with the Heavenly Grace as well as the Purification. They're going to try and keep alive this Void Spirit, but with the rotation over from Snake King, that's going to be very difficult. And they've got the Disruption. They'll dissimulate over. Snake King still looking for it. And oh boy, KJ, he's surviving as well. And 3 stacks of the Sticky Napalm. Aether Remnant lands. They finally get the kill there on a KJ.
And he's going to get the rune on the Batrider as well, so be staying on the map still.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because the Omni Knight moved away from bot lane as well, it means the Beastmaster is going to be able to have a little bit more space, which is really nice for Tundra. And they're trying to move on to 4DR again here. He's still not level 6.
Gosh, really rough for him. 3 stacks again, make it a 4th. And that is just an easy kill, 4-9. As he is, 4-0. He does get Shackle Shot, but this isn't exactly an easy kill to go after.
Yeah, and Sven's going to have to move away from the bottom area of the map now. Look towards those that top side of the map where the Ancients are, you would assume. Try and let the lane get taken over by somebody else.
See Sven's backed up into the jungle. That's going to open up the lane for 3-3. He's got the rest of this Helm of the Dominator flying out.
Yeah, and with the Helm of Dom, we've seen what 3-3 can do with this before. Great player with micro control. And what creep's he gonna get? That's the question, B-Cop. What's he gonna find?
Looking like he's got some options. Himself that Hillbilly Smasher. Yeah, Theodore getting burnt out by 9. He's trying to get a high 5 as he's doing so. He's 5-0-0.
Takes a small camp stack as well.
Absolutely just destroying at the moment. Ooh, Fairy's Trinket, that feels even better for him.
Yeah, that does feel good. He has
Already
Lasso available
2K
again
up
as well, so you got to be so careful here.
Ask a Madness now on the Sven. Like, I just don't know what you do if you're SG at the moment to slow down 9. He is absolutely obliterating right now. Still, though, Sven, top of the net worth. So Costa Billy's found himself some space.
I mean, the net worth advantage is in the position 5 and the position 2 right now for both teams. Like, this Omni Knight has no net worth because he's basically been trying to put some vision down to block the bot jungle. He's been running mid a little bit to try and help. Not really been able to achieve anything by himself. He is level 5 though, so he's doing okay. And they're going to look to make a smoke here.
They're going to look to go in on 9. They've got a lot of heroes here. The Rupture, the God Strength, Lasso's used, and they finally take away his streak. That'll go into the hands of 4DR.
Yeah, very, very much needed. I mean, it's basically a 2k difference between them down to a 1k now. It did cost them a lot, but again, if they get the kill and then they transition it into the ancient stack like this, it's 100% worth it. There's so
all
much
of a
gold
sudden-
taken away.
Yeah.
Radiant's top
Now look at this Sven's net worth now in comparison to everybody else in the game.
He needs to be careful. Trying to run. Primal Roar. Swashbuckle coming
disruption.
in. The double silence. Chronosphere. And he'll roll into it. It's a 3-man Chronosphere as well as 3 of his own team. They get the kill on the Sven. They're going to take out KJ. That's going to be 2. Rolling Thunder ends up right on top of 40R. One right down again from Tavo, but that's really not going to do much. And it's 3 kills here for the side of Tundra.
Are they going to try and force the mid-tier 1 in? I would assume there's a catapult wave coming as well. I mean, there was a great play by SG, though, to find the ancient stack and things right, but Tundra, with great punish, they bring in the numbers.
attack.
Good spell usage.
It's good spell usage. It's good awareness of the map as well.
Radiant's
Oh, yeah, for
bottom
sure.
tower
I like
is
that this
under
Bloodseeker's going ATOS as well. I think they lack a little bit of catch. Obviously, most of it's going to come from the Wind Ranger, so having that ATOS against the Faceless Void in particular, going to be very helpful.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yes, Sven just
Radiant's bottom tower is
chased
under
out the top
attack.
side of the map.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Bottom lane,
Wow.
3-3 just continuing to farm up, and he's found himself at 1,000 gold behind the Sven, who's still up there, but we see how easy it is for him to dispatch.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gonna pop the God Strength here to farm up the Ancient Stack. Again, the Sven's farming really well, but the Sven isn't the one that's in trouble. I just don't know if the Sven can do it all by himself when he's playing against like Raw, he's playing against Shadow Demon ult, he's playing against Lasso, he's playing against Chrono. Like there's so much BKB piercing disable on Tundra that even when the BKB comes out from the Sven, it's normally such a huge timing. I just don't think it's going to matter this game. Like the Omni can't save you from everything.
Lasso used, it's onto the Sven, but they've got the Heavenly Grace. They're going to bring 3 Core over to try and maybe catch on return. 9 on the run, and they've got 4 heroes up here for SG. It's similar to what we saw in the first game of the Thunder Predator series, for what we saw when Frank was getting demolished in the offlane. Mid didn't really go that well for them, and it was all based on what they could maybe get done with the Phantom Assassin in the safe lane, who had all the farm, and it's feeling like a bit of a similar story right now.
Yeah, Tundra going to be more than happy with how this game's going for them.
Mid lane, Astral Step, but all of a sudden, Snake King's ready to go. Demonic Purge, Rupture out on to 9. How far he's willing to chase. Wood right down. He'll get out of the circle. About half health remaining. Ooh. And he's
Found
good
the
to go.
Sven by himself.
Yeah, they found the Sven by himself again, and that's making them rotate off this top lane. Really good job there by Fada. He shield crashes right next to the Chronosphere and Swashbuckles as well. They'll get the kill on Costa Bile, find the Sven, and it's another kill for Skitter, who's 2-0-2. And it's making them transition towards mid. Tundra put pressure on the middle lane, and that forced 3 heroes over, leaving Sven by himself.
Yeah, it feels like they're playing 3 lanes at once at the moment on Tundra, and they're getting away with the greed, which doesn't happen very often. Like, Snake King's able to just play around mid, push out the lane, kind of do what he wants. 3-3's playing the bottom half of the map. 9 with BOTs can connect with anybody as well. So it's not even like they're ever by themselves.
And Omni Knight's net worth is low.
That's being kind, B-Cop. But that's that 5 Omni life. It's like the Abaddon as well, right? You know, these safe heroes, they don't get net worth. You gotta work with what little you have. It happens.
Sure. I mean, that's why you go 5 Ancient Apparition, first item Midas. So back to the game. 4K lead here for Tundra.
Illusion.
Steals the rune. And for SG, it's so difficult as well. Like, what are the moves that they make? Like, who do they kill on the map, right? You can't really run into the Beastmaster.
Unless
Maybe
they
you
commit
can, but
everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. You'd have to bring so many heroes. Is it worth it? But Tundra are being so greedy right now, and you can't really stop them. Like, the Omni Wind Ranger don't really offer such a huge kill threat. They're kind of more like reactionary.
And the one way they killed 9 was throwing Rupture as well as God Strength and Aether Remnant, Astro Step. They threw everything at him. They threw everything in the kitchen sink just to get that kill onto the Batrider that was 5-0-0 at that point. So that was a lot to just shut him down, and that leaves everything else pretty much wide open. You've left Skitter to get the Maelstrom. He's going into the Echo Saber next. Beastmaster has been hardly touched. 3-3, he's 1-0-1 with 108 CS. About to have
Dire's
Vlad.
middle tower is under attack.
My question to you, Beakup, is at what point in the game do SG feel like they're going to be stronger than Tundra now?
Right.
Because we were talking about all that BKB piercing disable before. I'm really struggling to see at what point they're going to feel like, you know, like what are they waiting for to be able to make a play? Right, I guess that's my question. Like, is there an item timing? Because I'm not sure what it is.
And that's something that happens with when you have these bad laning starts, right? You're trying to figure out the timings. But your timings are so skewed and you never really feel it, that you never really feel confident in these games, right? So now, do you put yourself in a situation where you have to force a fight, force an uncomfortable position, hope that Sven can carry you through a non-advantageous fight for yourselves, and maybe bring your way back into the game? But how do you even start to set that up? Where does that come from?
I cannot answer your question.
They could try. Certainly, they do have the Rod of Atos. They have God Strength. Maybe they go into Roche. Maybe they grab themselves an Aegis after a fight. Like, it's certainly possible. I don't want to say that SG is out of this by any means. 5K is 5K. We've seen a comeback like this. Easy peasy.
This Radiant Ward, though, like in the Dire top jungle, they do see people, but Tundra knows something's up. Did they smoke under a Hawk, actually?
I don't think so. KJ, he's going to be the one who's caught out by the Rolling Thunder. Tavo, though, puts the Rupture on Fada. Heavenly Grace right-clicks in, and it looks like they already want to bail. They've got the Blood right down. There's the Primal Roar just as the Silence hits onto the Beastmaster. They get the kill to KJ. They're going to look over at Tavo. Time walk in, looking for a bash. He'll find one, maybe find a second. Tavo already knowing that he's dead on his screen already. They've got the lasso to lock up the Sven, and that's going to be a third. Again, Tundra just playing perfect counterplay at the moment. And it's now a 6K lead, 12-2 in favor of Tundra.
And you have to remember that even when they were smoked the whole time before, they're not farming in that duration
Dire's
either, right? So
bottom tower is under attack.
the kill was hurt, but also they're not farming on like the Sven in that time. They're the one hero that's going well for them, and it's going to be the Roche. You know, with this Beastmaster,
Dire's bottom tower
unlocks the Roche so easily, especially with the Pangolier as well, with the Disarm.
has fallen to the Dire.
And Void gets the Aegis. B-Cup.
Yeah.
I'm worried for SG.
Do you know that meme picture of Police Chief Wiggum's kid on the bus? He says, I'm in danger.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's this
good
right
Shackle.
now. Shackle ends, but there's the Chrono onto 2. Blood right down, trying to do as much damage as he can onto the Beastmaster. 3-3 trying to maybe just secure himself some safety. But they get the kill to KJ, they'll take out 4DR. Look over now at Tavo and make it a third again. When it rains, it pours, and it's another triple kill for the side of Tundra, this time for Skitter.
Oh, they don't have lasso on the Batrider yet, but there's nobody near. Costa will be
Radiant's
fine.
top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's
So,
top tower is under
Top
attack.
tier 1 looking like it's going to drop pretty quickly. I believe Void's got the Yasha on its way, or the finished components for the Yasha on its way. There it is.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
10K lead just 18 minutes into the game. Sven, what looked like he was leading the net worth, looked like a glimmer of hope, has now kind of petered out. But SG, again, I don't want to say it's over, and I truthfully don't think it's over. I think God's Strength always gives you a chance. I always think, especially with the lockdown, you could potentially get Aether Remnant, Rupture, Shackle. There's still a chance here for SG, so I'm sorry if I'm reiterating in a weird way that might make it seem that way.
I mean, they have
hard.
good spells to use. It's just about whether they can deal the damage with the spells, right? Because there's so many different sources of things to worry about from Tundra, like we talked about, especially BKB piercing. You know, there's save from snaking as well. So if you don't go on him first, then the save is going to come through anyway. There's a BKB on the Batrider, so You can only really rupture him.
And Skitter seems so willing to just chrono his own team anyway.
Sure.
He
Maybe
did-
that's the way to win.
Yeah.
For SG.
Help
just
the
have to hope-
Overlord, by the way, on 3-3.
Such a strong here item at the moment on this hero. It's boar and big boar.
Radiant's
Sounds like a
bottom tower
sitcom.
is under
It
attack.
does, doesn't it?
Rupture Radabatos with the blood right, but they've got the
That's the
disruption,
save.
and there's the save. And they've got the arcane rune, but Tavo is
Here
in a
comes
lot
Sven.
of trouble.
Oh,
Skitter was shackled, but it's not going to
Okay.
matter. Tavo goes down to Snaking. They're going to look with the Rolling Thunder as Fada's looking for a high five. Anybody want to give him the high five? Not looking likely. But they land the lasso onto the Void Spirit. He's going to try and run with the
Good
Astral Step, but a great chrono. 3-man chrono. Right click's coming in. 40R is going to drop KJ next. They've got the Primal Roar. The Blood Right's down. Looking over at Skitter, who lose only the Aegis. They've bought back on 2. They really need to make it worth it. Get a second kill here onto the Faceless Void. They've got themselves the Aether Remnant, but the disruption. A lot of damage was done to start that off. He's got the Time Walk, trying to avoid the Blood Right. They pop the
Sven's in
BKB.
trouble.
Non's going to go in and get the kill on the Costa Bile. They've got themselves the Void Spirit locked up. Tavo's dead. 2 Astral Step away, but they now focus their attention on the Theo Core. Gets onto the high ground with the Aether Remnant locking up 3-3 for a second before 40R. Right click's coming in from Skitter. They'll get the kill onto the Void Spirit. And well, now you've lost 3 without buyback. And that's going to be Theo Core bashed up, killed off. Another triple kill here for Tundra as 9 secures his own.
Peacock, it's the funny number. It's back.
For the second time today.
I'll be honest, I'm really surprised SG didn't call it there. It felt like
Yeah.
that was a
With
big nail
buybacks
in the
committed
coffin.
and
The fight didn't start too badly though, right? Like, and they get the Void Aegis, which is great, with a quick shackle onto the Ancient Creep from the Helm of the Overlord. But unfortunately,
Radiant's middle tower
he has the
is under
Aegis,
attack.
and then the save comes through from Snaking, like we talked about. If you don't go on the Shadow Demon,
Radiant are scanning.
fight's going to be difficult. But they don't really have that great catch apart from the Void Spirit. I need some
Radiant's
copium
bottom
B cup.
tower is under
That's
attack.
you
that's
do.
the real way out.
Yeah.
SG are fine. Don't worry.
I need copium, aisle 5. Copium, aisle 5, thank you.
Dire's middle
Promote.
tower is under attack.
Oh, here's Blink on the Shadow Demon now as well. Wow. His Snaking wasn't struggling with positioning, but he's definitely not going to be struggling at all now.
Yeah, going Blink into the Yags. He's really looking to make a difference here. And you've got the Void, who's top of the net worth. He's got himself Sanj and Yash Echo Saber, as well as the Maelstrom, with, by the way, Quicksilver Amulet.
Oh, die. It's the Black Dragon. Something, something Game of Thrones.
Something Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Radiant's
Hey, yo, it's Joey
dead?
Wheeler.
Oh my goodness.
He is. Theo Core is going to die here. 9 with another kill. He's on a mega kill streak. Meanwhile, over mid, they're going to go after Tavo. They've got him slowed down. And Snake King's got himself his second kill. He's 2-0-12. He's yet to die.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's well, they only have 3 kills, so I'm assuming there's a few heroes that are yet to die on Tundra.
Void,
Who's died?
Beastmaster,
Batrider?
and yeah, Batrider and Pango.
Okay.
Pango's feeding. He's died twice.
Radiant's middle
And he
tower
has no
is
kills.
under attack.
I'll be real weak up. I'm really struggling to find things to say here because it's a 17k net worth lead at 23 minutes into the game, and you kind of exhaust all the options for SG very quickly at this point.
Yeah, when you edge close to that 1k per minute mark, you start to wonder where the answers can be. Oh boy, Tavo in a lot of trouble.
Oh my god. Is he dead?
Yeah, just the double
I think he's
flame
dead.
break is so much damage. They're going to go after the Pangolier, but they've got themselves the last one on Costa Bile. Pop the BKB. They've got the Guardian Angel, but the Chronosphere comes in from Skitter.
Good GA.
A decent amount of damage on Fada. They've also landed the Shackle. They've got the Axes flying forward, looking for the Rolling Thunder. Fada jumps right on top of 40R, as well as Theo Core with the Shield Crash. They've got the right click damage to get the kill on Costa Bile, as well as taking out KJ. The Shackle ends on a 2. They'll call GG. Tundra will lock up game 1. And SG are going to certainly have to go back to the playbook.
Yeah, I mean, this game was not close. I honestly think a lot of it comes down to this mid lane as well. Like, this Batrider's able to get away with so much. He's diving the tier 2s at, like, I don't even know what minute it was. It was something ridiculously early. And
It was minute 4 because he got both water runes right after it.
I think that was the tier 1 dive, though, right? But anyway, it doesn't matter because there's no way a Batrider should be able to dive a tier 2 tower at that point in the game. Like, your supports need to be able to rotate earlier. Maybe the Omni should